Right now, somebody is using your emotions against you. Right now, someone is banking on you, breaking down, reacting, slipping up, and you know what? They're winning. Why? Because you haven't learned to shut it down. You feel too much, you think too little, and that's why you're stuck. Right now, somebody is using your emotions against you. Right now, someone is banking on you breaking down, reacting, slipping up, and you know what? They're winning. Why? Because you haven't learned to shut it down. You feel too much, you think too little, and that's why you're stuck. Let me tell you something. Your emotions are being played like a piano, and you don't even know who's playing the keys. Every time you react, every time you get angry, every time you let frustration, doubt, or fear take over, you give someone else the power to control you. You think life is about being in your feelings? No. Life is about results. Look around you. How many times have you lost an opportunity because you were too caught up in what you felt instead of what needed to be done? How many times did you walk away from something great just because it hurt? Listen, emotions will lie to you. They will trick you. They will make you believe you're too tired, too scared, too broken to push forward. And the second you believe that, game over. But here's the truth. The most powerful people in this world, the ones who win, the ones who succeed, they don't move based on how they feel. They move based on what needs to be done. You think soldiers in battle feel like fighting every day? No, but they do it. You think champions feel like training when their bodies ache? No, but they do it. And you're sitting here letting your emotions decide whether you rise or fall. That ends today. Because the moment you learn to shut down your emotions, the moment you stop letting them dictate your actions, that's when you become dangerous. That's when you become unbreakable. That's when you become free. So listen to every word I say, because I'm about to show you how to take back control of your life. You ever notice how your emotions always seem to take over at the worst possible time? You get angry and say something you regret. You get scared and miss an opportunity. You feel tired and decide to quit. And just like that, your emotions have robbed you. Again. See, emotions are not the enemy, but they are not the master either. They are a tool. Like fire. Fire can cook your food, or it can burn your house down. It depends on how you control it. Right now, your emotions are burning down everything you're trying to build. Because you haven't learned to use them, you let them use you. Let me be real with you. If you only move when you feel like it, you will never be consistent. If you only work when you want to, you will never be great. If you only fight when it's comfortable, you will never win. Because emotions are like the weather, always changing. And if you let them control you, your life will be unpredictable, unstable, and unsuccessful. You ever seen a lion hunt? That lion doesn't care if it's tired, it doesn't care if it's having a bad day. It hunts because it has to. Because survival is not based on feelings, it's based on action. And that's the mindset you need to adopt. Control your emotions or they will control you. Use them as fuel, not as change. Because the moment you master your emotions, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, there is nothing that can stop you. Your emotions are your biggest weakness when you don't control them. They make you predictable. They make you easy to manipulate. They make you weak. And let me tell you something. This world does not reward weakness. It exploits it. Think about it. How many times have you let your emotions lead you into making a bad decision? How many times have you reacted in anger only to regret it later? How many times have you let fear stop you from taking a chance? Every time you let your emotions take the wheel, you hand your power over to someone else. And don't think for a second that people don't notice. They see it. They see how easily you get flustered, how quickly you react, how deeply you take things personally. And the moment they see that, they know they can control you. They know what buttons to push. They know exactly how to get you off track. You ever wonder why certain people always get under your skin? Why they always seem to say just the right thing to piss you off? It's because they know you'll react. And the second you react, they win. Because while you're busy being emotional, they're busy staying focused. You have to understand life is a chess game, and the person who plays with emotions is the one who loses. The person who controls their emotions is the one who wins. If you want to get ahead, if you want to reach the top, if you want to be unstoppable, you have to learn to shut down the emotions that make you weak. Because the second you stop being so easy to provoke, so easy to manipulate, you become dangerous. You become unpredictable. You become untouchable. And that's when the game changes in your favor. Life is not about who is the strongest, the fastest, or even the smartest. It's about who can outlast the battle of the mind. The war isn't outside of you. It's inside. And the enemy? Your own emotions. You ever wake up one day motivated, ready to take on the world, and the next day you feel like doing nothing? That's the battle of the mind. One day you're confident, unstoppable. The next, you're doubting yourself, second-guessing every move. That's the battle of the mind. One moment, you're laser-focused on your goals, and then suddenly, one setback, one rejection, one bad day, and you're ready to quit. That's the battle of the mind. And most people lose this battle before they even realize they're fighting it. They think their emotions are real, that their feelings define them. But let me tell you something. Your emotions lie to you. Fear will tell you to run when you need to stand tall. Doubt will whisper that you're not good enough when you're more than capable. Comfort will convince you to take it easy when this is the exact moment you need to push harder. The ones who win in this world, the ones who rise to the top, they don't listen to those voices. They don't make decisions based on how they feel. They make decisions based on what needs to be done. They've trained their minds to override their emotions, to silence fear, to push through discomfort, to stand firm in the storm. Because here's the truth. You cannot trust your emotions in the heat of battle. You can't afford to be soft when the world is hard. You can't afford to let your feelings dictate your moves when the game of life is about execution. The battle is won in the mind first. And the second you learn to shut down the noise, to control your thoughts, to move with strategy instead of emotion, that's the second you become unstoppable. Discipline is what separates the winners from the ones who almost made it. It's what separates the ones who talk from the ones who do. And the biggest mistake you can make is thinking that discipline and emotions can coexist. You see, emotions are unstable. One day you feel like working hard. The next day you don't. One day you're excited about your goals. The next day you're full of doubt. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you're unmotivated. It doesn't care if the world is against you. Discipline says, get up and do it anyway. Think about the greats, the ones who truly made it. Do you think they felt like waking up at 4 a.m. to train? Do you think they felt like putting in extra hours while everyone else was sleeping? No, but they did it anyway because they understood something most people never will. Discipline is stronger than emotions. Your emotions will always try to negotiate with you. They'll whisper, just take today off. You've worked hard enough. You deserve a break. And if you listen to those voices, you'll never reach the next level. Because success doesn't come from doing what you feel like doing. It comes from doing what needs to be done, no matter what. Discipline means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means pushing through when every part of you wants to quit. It means making the hard choice even when it's uncomfortable. And the ones who master discipline, they become unstoppable because they don't move based on feelings. They move based on their mission. And that's the difference. The ones who live by emotion stay stuck in the cycle of highs and lows, never consistent, never making real progress. But the ones who live by discipline, they rise, they build, they win, and they never stop. You ever hear about people who had it all and then suddenly they lost everything? The athlete who let his temper destroy his career. The business leader who made one emotional decision and collapsed an empire. The person who got one insult, one criticism, and let it break them. What do all these people have in common? They let their emotions take control and they paid the price. Understand this. Your emotions will betray you if you don't learn to control them. In the heat of the moment, they will make you do something you think is right, but when the dust settles, you'll realize it was the worst mistake of your life. How many fights could have been avoided? How many relationships could have been saved? How many opportunities could have been taken if someone had just shut down their emotions for a second and thought before they reacted? You know what real power is? It's not screaming the loudest. It's not proving a point. It's not letting someone push your buttons. Real power is restraint. It's holding your ground when everything inside you wants to explode. It's staying calm when the whole world expects you to break. Because the second you let your emotions take over, you become predictable. And when you're predictable, you're easy to control. People know exactly what to say to make you angry. They know exactly what to do to get a reaction. They own you without even touching you. But when you learn to control your emotions, you become dangerous. You become untouchable. You gain the power to walk away from the nonsense, to think strategically, to win when others self-destruct. That's the difference between the people who make it and the people who don't. The ones who fail let their emotions run wild. The ones who win learn to master them. So next time you feel anger rising, next time you feel fear creeping in, next time you feel the urge to react, pause, breathe, control it. Because the person who controls their emotions controls their destiny. Life is going to test you. It's going to hit you with situations that make you want to break, quit, or lose control. And in those moments, your emotions will try to take over. They'll scream at you to react, to give in, to let the pain, the fear, the frustration dictate your next move. But let me tell you something. The people who win in life are the ones who don't flinch when things get tough. They're the ones who shut down their emotions and keep moving forward. Do you think the strongest people haven't felt like giving up? You think they haven't experienced heartbreak, failure, betrayal? They have. The difference is they don't let it control them. They take the hit, but they don't fall. They feel the pain, but they don't let it stop them. They keep moving even when every part of them is screaming to quit. That's resilience. That's what separates those who rise from those who stay stuck. Because life is not about avoiding hardship. It's about standing tall in the middle of the storm. You're going to have moments where everything seems like it's falling apart, where nothing is going right, where the weight on your shoulders feels unbearable. And in those moments, your emotions will try to convince you that it's over, that you can't handle it, that you should just quit. But hear me when I say this. You can take more than you think you can. You are stronger than your emotions are telling you. You are built for more than your feelings would have you believe. And the second you learn to shut down those emotions that try to make you weak, you unlock a level of power most people will never reach. So when life gets hard, don't fold. When pain hits, don't break. When you feel like quitting, keep going. Fear is the biggest liar you will ever meet. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that you should wait, that you should play it safe. And if you listen to it, fear will steal everything from you, your dreams, your opportunities, your future. But let me tell you something. Fear isn't real. It's a feeling, a trick your mind plays on you to keep you comfortable, to keep you small, to keep you from stepping into your true potential. Fear is the gatekeeper standing between you and everything you've ever wanted. And the only way to beat it You have to stop listening to it. Think about it. How many times in your life has fear stopped you from making a move? How many opportunities have you let pass because you were scared? How many times have you doubted yourself when you were more than capable? Fear didn't protect you, it paralyzed you, and it's been doing it your whole life. Successful people feel fear too. The difference, they don't obey it. They act in spite of it. They step forward when fear tells them to step back. They speak when fear tells them to stay silent. They take the risk when fear tells them to play it safe. That's what separates them. That's what makes them unstoppable. Because here's the truth. Fear is never going away. You will never wake up one day and magically feel fearless. But you can wake up and decide that fear no longer has power over you. You can wake up and choose action over hesitation, courage over comfort, discipline over doubt. And when you do that, fear loses its grip. It stops controlling your life. It stops dictating your choices. It stops being an excuse. And once you stop obeying fear, everything changes. You start moving differently. You start speaking differently. You start winning in ways you never thought possible. So next time fear tries to whisper in your ear, shut it down. Don't negotiate with it. Don't entertain it. Act anyway. Because fear only controls those who give it permission. And once you take that permission back, you become unstoppable. Pain is part of the process. You can't avoid it, you can't outrun it, and you shouldn't try to. Pain is the price you pay for growth. It's the toll on the road to success. But here's the problem. Most people let pain stop them instead of shape them. They feel a little discomfort, a little struggle, and they break down. They let pain convince them that they're not strong enough, that it's not worth it, that they should just quit. But let me tell you something. The people who win in life, the ones who reach the top, they feel pain too. The difference? They don't run from it. They use it. They turn it into power. They understand that every great thing comes with struggle, that growth hurts, that success requires sacrifice. Think about it. A diamond doesn't become a diamond without pressure. Gold isn't purified without fire. Muscles don't grow without resistance. And you won't become the best version of yourself without going through some pain. But here's the secret. Pain is temporary. The struggle, the hardship, the moments where you feel like you can't go on, they pass. But quitting, that lasts forever. You will have to live with the regret of knowing you gave up when things got hard. And that kind of pain, that's worse than anything struggle could ever bring. So when life gets tough, when you're exhausted, when you feel like you can't take another step, remember this. Pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's showing you what you're made of. It's breaking down the weak parts of you so the strong parts can rise. Don't fear pain. Don't avoid it. Don't let it make you quit. Endure it. Push through it. Learn from it. Because the ones who can handle the most pain, who can take the hits and keep moving, those are the ones who make it to the top. And once you realize that, nothing can break you. In life, how you respond is everything. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you handle it. You can't control the obstacles that come your way, but you can control how you react to them. And most people, they react emotionally. They let their feelings take over. They let frustration or anger dictate their response, and that's where they go wrong. Because when you react emotionally, you lose control. You're no longer thinking strategically, you're just reacting on instinct, and that's when mistakes happen. The power, the real power, comes when you respond rather than react, when you pause, take a breath, and decide to approach the situation with clarity, with focus, with control. Because life isn't going to slow down for you to collect your thoughts. Life is going to come at you fast. And if you don't know how to handle it with a calm, clear mind, you will be swept away by it. You've seen it. People who get angry, who lash out, who make rash decisions, They end up losing everything: relationships, opportunities, respect. Why? Because their emotions took over and they didn't pause long enough to choose their response. But the ones who know how to control their reactions, they are the ones who remain calm in a storm. They are the ones who make the best decisions, who see through the chaos, who rise above the noise. Mastering your reaction is key to mastering your life. It's the difference between staying in control of the situation and losing your power. It's the difference between winning and failing. When you respond, you choose your path. When you react, you let your emotions choose for you. So the next time life throws a curveball, don't let it hit you. Don't let it rattle you. Take a second. Breathe. Collect yourself. And then respond with the calm, calculated focus of someone who knows exactly what they want and is not going to let their emotions make that decision for them. The ones who respond with clarity and purpose, they're the ones who take control of their destiny. And they are the ones who win. Success isn't a straight line. It's a maze full of twists, turns, dead ends, and unexpected challenges. And one of the hardest things you'll face is the temptation to quit when things aren't going your way. The truth is, the path to success is never easy, and it's not always going to be smooth. But here's the thing: when things get tough, most people bail. They walk away because it's too hard, because they don't want to deal with the discomfort, the struggle, the grind. But the ones who succeed, they don't quit when it gets hard. They double down. The key to winning isn't about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to stay down when you fail. It's about learning how to stand back up every single time you get knocked down. Life is going to test your will. It's going to test your commitment. It's going to test your drive to keep going when every part of you wants to quit. And that's when the real winners are made. Quitting might seem easy in the moment. It might feel like the safe option. But long term, it's the worst decision you'll ever make. Every time you quit, you reinforce the habit of walking away when things get tough. And every time you walk away, you lose a little bit more of your ability to persevere. On the other hand, every time you push through the pain, every time you refuse to quit, you grow stronger. There will be times when you feel like you've hit a wall, where you can't see a way forward. But let me tell you something. Walls are meant to be climbed. They are meant to be broken through. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is determination. Winners don't stop when things get hard. They push harder. They find a way. They turn setbacks into comebacks. So when you're faced with that moment, when you're tired, when you've been knocked down, when you feel like there's no more fight left in you, remember this: success is reserved for those who refuse to quit. The real power lies in pushing forward, even when you don't feel like it. Because the moment you stop, you're guaranteed to lose. But the moment you keep going, you put yourself one step closer to victory. You don't win by luck. You don't win by chance. You win by showing up, putting in the work, and giving your best every single day, even when it feels like no one is watching. Most people think success is a result of talent or being in the right place at the right time, but the truth is, it's about consistency. It's about relentless effort. It's about doing the small things over and over again, even when it doesn't seem like anything is happening. The problem is most people want quick results. They want to see the rewards immediately. They want to put in a little bit of effort and expect the world to give them everything. But life doesn't work like that. Success takes time. It takes consistent, sustained effort, day after day, without any immediate payoff. It's the person who shows up early, stays late, puts in the work when no one else is willing to, that eventually stands out. The truth is, if you're consistent, no matter how small the progress feels, you will get there. You will achieve what others can't because you refuse to take shortcuts. You refuse to cut corners. You choose to give your best even when you don't feel like it, even when the results aren't instant. That's how you build success. You put in the effort when it feels like no one is noticing. You work even when it seems like nothing is happening. And one day, all that hard work will pay off. But here's the key. The effort has to be continuous. You can't show up for 1 week and expect everything to change. You can't put in a few hours and call it a day. It's the daily commitment to your goals, the repeated actions towards success that create real change. When you're consistent, you build momentum. And momentum makes success inevitable. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop looking for the shortcut. Success doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the quiet hours, in the small, consistent actions you take day in and day out. The winners aren't always the ones with the biggest talents, the flashiest skills, or the best luck. They are the ones who show up and give their best every single time. And that's what separates the ones who win from the ones who don't. The power is in the consistency. Your mind is the battlefield. Everything you will ever achieve or fail to achieve starts right here. Before you win in life, you have to win in your mind. Because the way you think determines everything. It shapes your actions, your discipline, your confidence, and ultimately your results. Most people lose before they even begin. Not because they aren't capable, but because they've already convinced themselves they can't do it. They let doubt creep in, let fear dictate their moves, let negative thoughts sabotage their potential. They tell themselves, I'm not good enough. It's too hard. I don't have what it takes. And guess what? If you think like that, you're right, because your mind will always find ways to prove your beliefs true. That's why you have to train your mind like you train a muscle. You have to replace weak thoughts with strong ones. You have to challenge every excuse, every limiting belief, every doubt that tries to hold you back. When your mind tells you to quit, you tell it to keep going. When fear whispers, you can't do this, you say, watch me. Understand this. Your mind works for you. You are in control. Not your emotions, not your fears, not your doubts. But if you don't take control, your mind will run on autopilot, feeding you negativity, making you second guess yourself, keeping you stuck. The ones who make it to the top, they think differently. They reprogram their minds for success. They don't entertain weakness. They don't give space to negativity. They train themselves to think like winners before they even win. So if you want to succeed, it starts up here. Win the battle in your mind first, and everything else will follow. The way you think will determine how far you go. Strengthen your mindset, and you will strengthen your future. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not motivation, it's not inspiration, because those things come and go. It's discipline that keeps you moving when the excitement wears off, when the grind gets tough, when you don't feel like showing up. The truth is, your emotions will betray you. Some days you won't feel like working. You won't feel like training. You won't feel like putting in the extra effort. And that's where most people fail. They only move when they feel like it. But winners, they move regardless of how they feel. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They wake up, they show up, they put in the work, even when they don't want to. Because they understand something most people don't. Success is built on discipline, not feelings. Look at the greatest athletes, the top business leaders, the most successful people in any field. Do you think they always feel like putting in the work? No, but they do it anyway. Because they know that consistency beats intensity. It's not about how hard you go one time. It's about how disciplined you are every time. Discipline is saying yes to your goals and no to your excuses. It's choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's training when you'd rather rest. It's working when everyone else is relaxing. And that's what separates those who win from those who wish. So if you want to succeed, stop relying on feelings. Stop waiting for motivation. Build discipline. Because the ones who have discipline, they don't hope for success, they create it. You are either in control of your habits or your habits are in control of you. Every action you take, every choice you make is either moving you closer to your goals or pulling you further away. And the reality is, most people don't even realize that their daily habits are the reason they're stuck. They go through life on autopilot, doing the same things every day, scrolling mindlessly, wasting time, making excuses, without ever questioning if those habits are actually serving them. But here's the truth. Your habits shape your future. What you do consistently is what determines your success. Not what you do once in a while, not what you do when you feel inspired, what you do every single day. You can have big dreams, you can set huge goals, but if your daily actions don't match up, you will never get there. Look at the most successful people in the world. They don't just rely on talent. They rely on systems, on routines, on disciplined habits that push them forward no matter what. They train their bodies and minds daily. They make reading, learning, and improving themselves a habit. They don't leave their success up to chance. They build it one small habit at a time. So ask yourself, what habits are you repeating every day? Are they making you stronger, smarter, more disciplined? Or are they keeping you stuck, comfortable, and unmotivated because you don't rise to the level of your goals? You fall to the level of your habits. Change your habits and you change your future. Cut out the distractions, eliminate the time wasters, replace bad habits with powerful ones. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about what you want, it's about what you do. And the ones who win, they don't have better luck, they have better habits. The people you surround yourself with will either elevate you or destroy you. Your environment is everything. You can have all the talent, all the ambition, all the drive in the world, but if you spend your time around people who are lazy, negative, and unmotivated, you will absorb that energy. It will pull you down. It will make you second guess yourself. It will slow you down before you even realize it's happening. Energy is contagious. Mindsets are contagious. And the truth is, most people never reach their full potential because they are stuck in the wrong environment. They are surrounded by people who don't push them, don't challenge them, don't inspire them. They have friends who settle for less, who make excuses, who waste time. And without realizing it, they start doing the same. But winners, they don't allow that. They protect their circle. They choose to be around people who inspire them, who push them, who force them to level up. They understand that the right environment creates success. Being around high-level people forces you to operate at a higher standard. It makes you think bigger. It makes you want more. So take a hard look at your circle. Are the people around you pushing you forward or holding you back? Are they feeding your ambition or draining it? Because if you surround yourself with people who accept mediocrity, you will start accepting it too. But if you put yourself in rooms with winners, with people who demand excellence, you will rise to their level. Your environment will either make or break you. Choose wisely. Because the ones who win in life, they don't leave their success up to chance. They create it by surrounding themselves with people who refuse to lose. Your excuses are the chains holding you back. Every time you say, I don't have time, I'm too tired, it's too hard, you are reinforcing a mindset that keeps you stuck. The reality is, everyone has obstacles. Everyone has reasons they could quit. But the ones who win, they don't accept their excuses. They override them. Excuses are comfortable. They protect you from discomfort. They give you a reason to stay exactly where you are. But here's the truth. Growth is not comfortable. Success is not supposed to be easy. And the moment you stop making excuses is the moment you start making progress. Look around. There are people with less than you, people who started lower than you, people who've been through more pain than you, and they still made it. Not because their situation was easier, but because they refused to let excuses define them. They made a decision to show up no matter what. So what's your excuse? You don't have time? Make time. You're too tired? Push through. You don't know how? Learn. You don't feel like it? Do it anyway. Because every time you push past an excuse, you become stronger. And every time you give in to an excuse, you stay exactly where you are. The truth is, success is simple. Do the work. No shortcuts, no excuses, just effort, discipline, and consistency. And the ones who achieve their goals, they don't have fewer problems. They just refuse to let their problems become their excuses. Fear is the biggest liar you will ever face. It will whisper in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, that you should just play it safe. And most people, they believe it. They let fear dictate their actions. They stay inside their comfort zone because stepping out feels too risky. They never take the shot because they might miss. They never chase their dreams because what if they fail? But here's the truth. Fear is only as powerful as you allow it to be. It's an illusion. It's a mental barrier designed to keep you comfortable, to keep you from growing, to keep you from reaching your full potential. Fear doesn't go away. You just have to stop listening to it. You have to recognize it for what it is. A test, a challenge, a wall that's daring you to climb over it. The people who win in life, they feel fear just like everyone else, but they move forward anyway. They understand that fear is not a stop sign, it's a green light. It's telling you that you're on the right path because everything great lies on the other side of fear. Think about it. Everything you've ever wanted but haven't gone after is because fear stopped you. Fear of failure, fear of looking foolish. But ask yourself, what's worse? The fear of trying and failing or the regret of never trying at all? Because regret lasts a lifetime. Fear, that disappears the moment you take action. So don't let fear rob you of your future. Don't let it keep you small. Feel it, acknowledge it, and then do it anyway. Because fear is a liar. And the moment you stop believing it is the moment you start winning.